It is common knowledge that sleep soothes the weary soul and helps replenish our energy to successfully tackle the day ahead. This is of course no exception for Mario, as he needs all the rest he can get and needs our help to rate every single bed in Paper Mario 64 based on how comfy they are, so that Mario and friends are able to get a good night's sleep. However, Peach may have to wait a bit longer while Mario's busy counting sheep. There are a whopping total of 11 beds to sleep in, which is a substantially low number considering how many locations are in the game to begin with. I will rate each available bed based on how comfortable the beds are, the cushiony atmosphere of the place itself, and the decor that helps put the guests to sleep. With that being said, let's snooze right away. The first bed on this list is none other than Mario's house. You can't get any more comfy than the place you actually live in. Upon entering this humble abode, you will take notice of the Mario Bros. Little dining area with a set of wooden chairs and simple table with a charming cupboard with their own set of color-coded bugs, which are nice attention to detail. Not to mention a boiler for the house to keep it warm during the winter. What I like about this house is that everything is color-coded to indicate what belongs to who, like the beds and drawers. Mario's bed itself looks to be in pristine condition and not a speck of dust on it, which seems to lure him to sleep upon touching its luxuriously soft bed sheets. Luigi's not-so-secret basement is a cool little hangout spot where he keeps his hidden diary, which of course has been discovered by Mario, who can't let his brother keep things to himself for a change. All in all, the Mario Bros. Residence is a cute little shack with nice little accessories that are not too fancy but not too shabby. It's just the right amount of shabby. I rate it at 80 out of 100 for being very comfortable looking, although it could use some more decorations like trinkets from the previous adventures to keep as mementos. The next bed is in Toad Town, located in the very heart of the town. This inn prides itself in being simplistic in design, but does enough to ensure the guest is well rested in order to tackle the day ahead. In terms of atmosphere, it has a nice chocolatey color scheme with a comfy vanilla colored bed with a potted plant and picture frame. It's not as big compared to the Mario Bros. House, but I assume it's not meant to be. At the very least, Toad doesn't charge guests coins to sleep here, so it's okay. I rate the bed in Toad Town a 70 out of 100 for being a bit on the small side, but at the very least, people can get some privacy and plenty of rest here. The next bed is in Goomba Village. This is the village responsible for helping Mario make a hefty recovery after his devastating defeat from Starborn Bowser in the very beginning of the game, and literally fell from the sky, ouch. The Goombas in this humble village were kind enough to take in Mario into his comfy little inn, until he woke up. This is a little bigger than the one in Toad Town, and has more decorations. It has a little boiler along with more plants, and some containers on the upper shelf that resembles jams, and a little cabinet for important stuff. The bed itself, however, seems to be made entirely out of logs, but there's nothing wrong with that. Sleeping on hard surfaces works wonders for your back, which is true. At least Mario didn't seem to mind. I rate the bed in Goomba Village a 75 out of 100 for giving off a rustic atmosphere, and for helping revive Mario, which helped kickstart the entire game. The next bed is in Koopa Village. This is actually the very first building you see when you enter this village of turtles. Upon entering it, you immediately notice that this place has more decor to work with. The wallpaper seems to be plastered with mushrooms that resemble the Super Mushroom item in this first Super Mario Bros. Game. There is a shelf with a giant red mushroom cap with tons of cups for thirsty guests. There is a nice pentagon-shaped table and chair combo with a little glass vase to add to the atmosphere of the room. The bed itself is once again made out of wood with the elegant checkered bed sheets, and there is a single window for a nice view of the world outside. I rate the bed in Koopa Village at 85 out of 100 for being more decorative than the previous houses, and seems to be more trendy, and I appreciate the mushroom theme of the house. The next bed is in Dry Outpost, located in the midst of the scorching desert. This dusty inn is a safe place for any weary traveler who's down on the luck and needs immediate sustenance to continue their journey. Luckily, Toad set up a comfy home which is decorated with all sorts of colorful containers, lamps, and ancient artifacts with a giant rug that covers the entire house. It seems to be roomier than the other ones, and the bed itself seems to be made out of refined materials that look quite expensive with soft imported bed sheets. I rate the bed in Dry Outpost an 81 out of 100 for being consistent with the theme of the outpost, and does its best to provide comfort to the guests. The next bed is in Yoshi's village. This doesn't even qualify as a house, it just consists of a bunch of bushes, a stony table with stones used as chairs, and a log-shaped bed with leaves to serve as a blanket. There's no roof in case it rains either. But I gotta give props to Toad for even building his entire place with his bare hands and provide a somewhat functional sleeping hut. He's done well given his circumstances, and that's what counts. Resting here for an hour or so is fine, but I want to sleep here during the night since it will provide no warmth, and you will get hypothermia from the chilly evening. I rate the bed in Yoshi's Village a 40 out of 100, but Toad did a good job on his own, assuming the Yoshis didn't help out. The next bed is in Shiver City. This cozy little abode is a huge upgrade from Yoshi's Island. First and foremost, it's quite massive. It has a large fireplace complete with books to read, a little dining area that comes with a complimentary potato for guests to eat, super lush blankets and bed, and a very cozy atmosphere that is sure to grant anybody a good night's sleep. This is the type of place any person would love to be in, away from the harsh winter and sub-zero temperatures. I rate the bed in Shiver City at 90 out of 100 for being so inviting and warm, and the fact that Toad is letting people in for free is astounding. The next bed is in Starborn Valley. This house is located in the village of star children who are just born and nurtured before heading to Star Haven. This place is responsible for caring for weary travelers and the Star Kids. In terms of decoration, this place is pretty much identical to the one in Shiver City in almost every way. The only differences I can spot are that the table and chair locations are swapped. The bed looks bigger, and there are actual bookcases. I rate the bed in Starborn Valley a 91 out of 100. I rated it slightly higher than Shiver City because it has little more to offer, such as the bookcases. The next bed is in Star Haven. Located in the mystical town of Starry Citizens, this sparkly little house is extremely simple in design. There's a transparent wall so anyone can literally see you sleeping from outside, which is a little creepy. There's literally a single chair and bed. There's not much to say except for the fact that this innkeeper probably built this for human visitors out of courtesy. That would explain the simplistic design. I rate the bed in Star Haven at 50 out of 100 for being very basic, but the view of the town is so majestic and beautiful. The next bed is in Bowser's Castle. If you like damp, dirty, and moist prison cells with the rock-hard slabs of iron, then this is the perfect place for you. The bed you sleep on is located in a locked cell full of prisoners captured by Bowser, and the Toad is nice enough to let Mario rest for a little bit. It's amazing how quickly Mario is able to fall asleep even with the harsh environment like a prison cell. I rate the bed in Bowser's Castle a 5 out of 100 because no one should ever sleep here because it's a prison cell. Enough said. The last bed is in Peach's Castle, located in the room where Jolly Roger Bay was from Mario 64. This bedroom may be the biggest room of them all. First off, it's filled with all sorts of decor such as a lamp, books, a proper shelf, a long bookcase complete with a vase, pictures, a working clock, an actual dresser, a stylish green rug, and a comfy bed. I'd like to think this room was originally for guests staring at the castle before the entire castle was conquered by Bowser. In terms of atmosphere, this room was probably the best one due to its size and decor. I rate the bed in Peach's Castle a 95 out of 100 for being super comfy. Well, that's all the beds in Paper Mario 64. They were less than expected, but I appreciate the little details for these rooms and how they match the theming of the locations they reside in. Remember to get plenty of sleep in your life. With all that being said, thank you for watching. Do you agree with my ratings? And please like and subscribe for more videos like these if you want to.